Alright, this is vlog number 10. And for this vlog, I would like to discuss a sentence from Woman at Point Zero. And that sentence goes like this. How many were the years of my life that went by before my body and myself became really mine, to do with them as I wished? What is the purpose of this question? Who is she asking? Is she the only one asking this question? What is really being asked? No, I'm not trying to answer a question with more questions. Firdaus brings these questions up by asking her question. Is it our job? It is our job as readers to answer the question. First part of her question. How many were the years of my life that went by before my body? This talks about her life fleeting before her. The years of her life went by like they had a mind of their own. Like she was out of control of her life passing by her. Not only was she in not control of her body, she was not in control of her life. The second part is sectioned by itself because of 2 commas. And myself became really mine. What is the difference between body and self, is what I asked myself after reading this part of her question. To her, these are 2 different concepts that need to be separated by commas. The question is, why? The definition of body. The complete physical form of a person or animal, the assemblage of parts, organs, and tissues that constitutes the whole material organism. And the definition of self, a person's essential being that distinguishes them from others, especially considered as the object of introspection or reflexive action. And I also had to look up the definition of introspection. The examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. Alright, lots of words and definitions. But what it comes down to is this. The body is purely physical. You can see the parts of the bones. You can see the parts, the bones, the organs, whatever. What I also thought was peculiar is that it mentions an animal in the definition as well. This is peculiar because when we look at the definition of self, it states purely a person's essential being that distinguishes themselves from others. I almost want to argue that this self is what makes us human. Our mental and emotional processes, introspection, separate us from just our physical bodies. Bringing all this back to Firdaus's question, she says, my body and myself. Myself is not 2 words, mind you. Is not 1 word, mind you. It is my space self. So it is almost as if she's using the space to display the separation she has from herself. What does it mean to not be in control of the aspect that makes oneself really human? This is why she is talking about the years going by her like they have a mind of their own, because she has no control of herself, which means she has no control of her life. We now need to discuss the fact that this sentence is made into a question. I would like to argue, based on the concept of one's body and oneself being 2 different ideals, that stating it as a question helps emphasize it more. What do I mean by that? Well, asking the question, people will search for the answer and either find her answer or something different altogether. Either way, it helps place emphasis on her issue. What her issue is, I would like to argue, is she has not been truly living her life as normal humans do, because she has been separated from what makes her human. She talks about wishing in the last part to further emphasize that she has not been able to make decisions based on her emotional being or herself. Wishing fits in with what her soul wants, like desiring or longing, instead of needing, like what her body physically needs. This is the part of her that makes her human. She needs to be able to wish, desire, long for things in order to truly live.